we good? Yeah. Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. All right, folks, Jermaine, Ferrell in the house. It is Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days. We're getting ready for the 2025 season. And, of course, joining me right now in his second year with the North Cross Raiders, Dwayne Priest and Coach Priest.
Yes,
again, welcome. It's always good seeing you.
It's great to be here. Great to be here.
Looking good as always. Of course, last year, great season. Came up a little short in the championship game. Lost in the VISAA Division II finals. A Blue Ridge up there is 14-12, a tight game. And just your thoughts about that heading into this season.
Well, the thoughts about that game, like, I can't really take nothing from that game because my guys, we fought to the end. So, if, fighting to the end and we came up short, that's part of the game of football. But, going into this year, our mindset is different. Now the guys understand my philosophy and what we expect as a coaching staff. So you will see it now, coming out this first game, a lot of playing fast, playing physical. They was just starting to get to know the coaching staff and getting to know my style of play. So, we started a little slow last year, but this year I feel like we only lost 4 guys. So with the guys we got coming back, they know what we expect. We're gonna hit the ground running.
And you last year went 9-2, which was pretty big. You mentioned something that's interesting just now. Being your second year, now everybody knows. If you could talk a little bit more, is that you? I guess it is, but it's all right. We'll let it ring. There you go. This is live TV, folks, so it's good stuff. You're okay. You're okay.
No, you don't want to play that.
No, it's all right. We got that. But something that you mentioned earlier, you talk about they know. Just how big is it to go from year 1 to year 2? Because that first year, they didn't know what you're all about, but now they know. If you could talk more about how big that is, because going to your second year, they know.
No, that's a big thing for me on a coaching point to the guys. Like coming in as a new staff, as a new coach, and they used to playing under a different style of a program. Like, the year before, it was Coach A. Then the other year was Shannon Taylor. So, everybody's coaching style is different. So, when we was going into it last year, they were just, we didn't do it this way last year. We didn't do it this way the year before. We didn't do it this way. So, we just had to let them know, it's a new style, new coaches, new offense, new defense. So, we were just trying to build that relationship to get these guys to buy in. But, after the first 3 games, we could see a big change in our guys and the buy-in, Then we took off, but, like you said, we lost in the state championship. But, that was a great game. Blue Ridge is a great team, great athletes like we got. So you can't take nothing away from them.
How are you guys using that as motivation for this year? Because obviously an opportunity to have a three-peat came up a little short, but how are you guys using that as motivation for this year?
I wouldn't say as a motivation. I just say, it's a mindset thing and it's part of the culture at North Cross. We're going to always come out and compete. We'll never look past any teams. We looked at it as a great program at North Cross, but any Friday or any Saturday, any team can come out and beat you if you're not on your game. So it's not a motivation. It's motivation to us, though, and I'm telling to our guys now, we need to take care of ourselves and focus on what we got to take care of. We're not looking at who we play or state championship. It's all about how can we develop and be the best that we can be.
How much fun are you having out there?
Oh, it's fun. The guys, I ain't in the shape that I used to be to move around, to move around with them like I used to. But, it's great, man. I love seeing these guys running around, man, with a smile on their face, competing, and just, fighting to meet their dreams. Like, just fun watching them play.
Coach, what do you think will be the key to you guys having the success and maybe get over that hump and win that state championship?
Like you said, just the buy-in, just everybody coming together as a brotherhood. Like I told you last year, that's how I preach a brotherhood. Like, if we play together, anything is possible. And like I tell you, like, they put on their cleats, they put on their helmets like we put on ours. So, like I tell the guys, any game we go in, we beat you by 50 last year, it's an opportunity they can beat us by 50 this year. Like at the end of the day, like, just fun watching these guys play and just ready to compete and see what they got this year.
Talk a little bit about some of the key players you got coming back. I mean, you do have a good stacked team here. You could talk about some of the players you got coming back.
Yeah, like, Jase. Jase is a great player. He just committed and signed to go to JMU. He's a great player. He's going to be a great player in our secondary. We got, Jaziel Hart just signed to go to Penn State. He's going to be a great corner and receiver for us. we got a few guys coming in. We're just going to keep that until the season start. But, got a great guys. I got Nate Hayes, returning senior. He just signed with Elon. He's going to be a nice big body in the trenches. We got Devin. He's still a baby, Big Devin Reed. He's still a baby. He'll be a sophomore this year. He's going to be a great impact with us on the D-line and offensive line. But, like I was saying, we got a few guys coming in should play a great part in this program next year.
Good deal. And Coach, I got to ask you this finally, when you look at just this program and it's just still, no matter who we plug in as head coach, it's still strong and respected. How big is it for you to carry this winning and success on like you've had?
It's a big thing, but, as a Norcross, we don't really look at it like that. We just look at, being the best that we can be, showing great character, going on, just being the great people that we are. Like, I don't really look at holding on the torch, but, as a coach and, as players, they want to win, they want to compete. So my job and my coaching staff is to give them the techniques and the skill level to be able to go out there and compete to win at a high level.
Good deal. Coach Dwayne Priest, congratulations
and
good
sir.
luck. I love seeing you here. It's always good to see you because you're the man. Now, of course, your season will begin on August the 22nd. You go to Nansemond, Suffolk, play them like you did last year. So it'll be a visit down there in the Tidewater area as the Norcross Raiders getting ready for the season, as we all are, with the Friday Night Blitz Media Days. We get ready for the 2025 season.
Jase Rhodes.
Oh, you have them say positions too?
Yeah.
Position.
Safety. Jase Rhodes.
Oh, you have them say positions too?
Yeah.
Position.
Safety.
And where you go to school?
Northcross.
Y'all back at it again, and I think this is what the revenge tour, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Speak a little bit about that and how y'all want to get back up to that mountain and come away with another chip. Unfortunately, I know it didn't work out too well last year against Blue Ridge, but y'all going to be right back in it.
Yes, sir.
That's the plan.
Yes, sir. I feel like the main thing that we need to start to do is this coming up year. I feel like we have a lot of new more recruits coming in from down south, across seas, up north, out west, everywhere around. Some new local players as well. So I feel like we need to reconnect, reflect on us seniors, me, Tristan, Zill, Big Nate. We need to reflect on what we can improve better now and what we can do better in the off season, starting into two-a-days and then starting into scrimmaging into our first game against NSA. So I feel like we need to learn how to stay composed during games, keep our heads on straight. We had a lot of non-athletic penalties happening during the last games, a lot of dirty flags. So I feel like we need to learn how to keep our heads coming into this next season. We have a lot of big games coming up like St. Chris, St. Mike's, and Trinity. Those are the games that we need to go into knowing that this is where our season starts now and we need to win these games as best as possible.
So it's really a physical thing. We already know how gifted you guys are. This is purely a mental game for you guys this year.
Yes,
to
sir.
Stay on course, like what you just explained. How did that loss? I mean, I know what it was 14-13, if I'm not mistaken.
14-12.
Is it 14-12? Okay, cool. I was at least 1-2 off.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. But how did that kind of? You're talking about how you're looking to set the tone this year.
Yes, sir.
And you're hoping that that's going to carry you guys on through. But the fact that you guys have all this talent, speak to that. I mean, this Northcross squad, every year, you've already seen it. You done had a brother that's been a part of it. What is it about this program that is just so dynamic and finds these guys, and people want to go to Northcross specifically because you guys keep putting it on the map?
Yes, sir.
You put it on the map so much, you can find Waldo in 2 seconds.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Yes, sir. I feel like the first thing that helps us is our brotherhood that we play with. We are able to, whenever me and Zill go to colleges, go to college visits, we're also telling our coaches we have other players at the crib or on our team that, you would want to go for as well. Some new examples are, Big Devin. He has a lot of Power 5 offers now. Well, Power 4 offers. He has, pretty sure he has like 14, and you got DeMarcus Brown who's coming in. Them adding on to the talent that's already here, it is a great thing because it shows that we can spread our talent across the board. Shows us that we have a lot of weapons that we can work with, back and forth with. I feel like those certain things coming in from last year's loss will help us. It will help us, like I say, differentiate ourselves, and it will also help us put a look on ourselves before we even play a team. Hopefully, put a scares to our team towards the other teams where they probably don't want to play us, or some teams that don't want to finish the game, or some teams that don't want to step up to the plate at most times. So I feel like all of the talent that we have across the board, and me playing with them, it's a great thing to play with, because when you go to college, you're around talent every day. It's not a deregular thing at all.
I mean, Coach Priest just keeps on, making this thing work. I mean, you guys got a ton of coaches on that staff that always seem to just pour into you guys. How important is it for those guys to not just pour into you, but they're also asking you guys to be an extension of them? What does that mean? It's been about, because what I'm also hearing is accountability. Right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, how does that kind of work with you guys, with the coaching staff and everything like that?
Yes, sir. It works well with them helping us in school, coaching, outside of school, outside of workouts. It helps a lot. It gives us a second father to an extent. It gives us a second, a second voice. They're always here. Even if we're in workouts, we can be talking about other stuff that's going on in our lives. So it helps us a lot. It shows us a grown aspect from our younger aspect. It also gives us a wide range of opinions from trusted coaches. When you go on to college, most coaches leave and go on to the next, and you'll get new coaches in. So they're setting the ropes, showing us the ways of, how Coach Priest played in college, and Coach Rube, he played in college too. So they're showing us the early ways, basically the knowing the unknown of college in the next level. So they have helped us a lot, and they have developed us a lot as well.
Senior year, I mean, what are you looking for? What's their expectations? And you can look at Ryan when you answer.
I got you. So senior year, our expectations is basically execute. We come off a slug. We should have got the 2-peat, but the 3-peat, the 4-peat, I think it was the 3-peat.
It's the 3-peat,
yeah.
because there was one in between that was linked to a 2-peat.
Yeah.
Like a back-to-back.
Yeah. So I feel like senior year, like I said, is execution, staying on the same pace, staying steady, gradually progressing over through practices, through the film room, in class as well, preparing the younger ones to take our spots and take our places when we leave. So it's basically just setting an example on how to come back from a loss of the last year in the state championship.
And I got to ask you two more questions, but you guys lost a really good quarterback, Mr. Brock Miles, a good locker room guy too.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, how are you guys looking to kind of, there's always somebody next that's right back there.
Yes,
somebody got to get y'all the ball. Well, shoot, y'all can play slide, but slide back. But I mean, what is, I guess, who's back there right now, and how is all that going? How are you guys meshing? I mean, I know some folks are already on that roster for a minute.
Yes, sir.
But how is that kind of working out right now for you?
So right now we have 2 transfer QBs coming in, and it's working well. We've worked with one in early June and early May, and I'd say our team is well with bringing in new people, because we bring in new people every year, and we are well with communicating, showing them what's rights from wrongs, because every place you go is different, every school you play at is different, where you live is different a lot. So I say, like, the new QBs coming in, it's a good 2 QBs that's coming in. One's coming in from overseas, one coming in from Raven Gap, and I would say that they are very good, talented, and like the spots coming in, I say nothing's guaranteed in that way of a sort. Like, I could get my spot taken if I didn't execute the way I am, because Coach Priest coaches that way. He wants, if you work for it, you'll earn it. So that QB spot that's coming in, it's more of it's a toss up on who wants that QB spot.
And I gotta ask you this question, JMU, man. I mean, how you feeling about that?
Yes, sir. I feel.
You can smile. You can get hyped with it. I know you want to get hyped with it.
Yeah, JMU. I feel like that was probably the highlight part of my summer. They showed me a lot of things that I see in my father, my coaches, where I live at, where I go to school at. They showed me the way they run things, the energy. I really like the energy of their staff and their players. One thing I seen was a great culture and a good brotherhood, like similar to what we play at North Cross, a real tight squad, hangs out outside of school and school, keep each other accountable, doing schoolwork. I'll just say like each room, each DB room, lineman room, linebacker room, they're all correlated. They all come back together and they show a lot of like compassion for the game. You know, some schools you go to, you'll see separation here and there. But JMU showed me a spot where, you know, you're always, you know, together and not, you know, separated for certain things or certain someones. So I'll say I made the best decision in my hand, and I'm ready to move on to the next level after the senior year.
Personally, I gotta ask you this: you're part of a sports family, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, sister run track. You got a brother that's, if I'm not mistaken, he told me, I think he's gonna end up at Ball State if that's what's going on.
Yes, sir.
I mean, your dad. I mean, Tank is Tank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your family is just all about athletics, but at the same time, the academics. Because I know your father. He worked for ours. But what does it mean to see all you guys be so successful, especially also, you know, going to the next level? That's kind of a rarity sometimes to see, especially
Yes,
from a family.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean to you, and what is it like just kind of being in the group with everything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to thank God for the family that He's given me, to be able to, for them to give me the plenty of opportunities to put me into the sports growing up: soccer, basketball, baseball, football, track, swimming, all of those certain type of sports that I did growing up. They helped me, and they helped my brothers and sisters to, like, you know, carry out what they've given us in the right way and not go the opposite way from what they are setting out as an example for us. I feel like let me see. I feel like that part about it is very good, because now I feel like the way they have prepared me to also help my kids at the next level get to the next level as well.
Yeah. 9-2 last year. Those 2 losses. I mean, one was a major loss. What can you tell us that kind of like a lesson learned in those 2 losses? A lot of teams want to go undefeated and be perfect, but I feel like having those losses kind of represent something, and it also teaches you guys. What was kind of a lesson learned that you feel could help for the upcoming season?
I feel like the main lesson we learned was you're gonna learn better from your losses than your wins. I feel like it was better for us to, like I said, reconnect after that next Monday, watch film, go over what we did not do right and do it better in practice, and perfect it in practice, and then execute it on the next Saturday, next Friday afternoon. I feel like we need to, if we do take more losses this year, and how we came up from those losses this year was basically, like, I would say is, like, off-season plays a huge part in it. Keeping each other on task plays a huge part in it. If one of our teammates is not at workouts, if one of our coaches is not at workouts, we're gonna give a call or a text. Keeping each other accountable as well. I say those 2 losses last year, they also helped us be a better team in a sort. It helped us keep a better mindset going into this next year as well. And one thing that we did figure out through, I say halfway through the season, is, yeah, we could 3-peat, that'd be nice, but you still gotta win the next game. If you don't win the next game, then the 3-peat really isn't gonna mean anything. So I'd say, yeah, that's how, I mean, it's a lot I can say about them 2 losses. Losing to Trinity, that was a wake-up call. I say losing to Trinity was a wake-up call, but losing to Blue Ridge, I'll just say it was more of a mindset that we should have came into the game with. More of a mindset that we should have played with. It's a lot of things that we could have done better in that game.
Cool. You Gucci?
Yep.
All right.
Good job. I'm Jaziel Hart,
All right. Position
cornerback and wide receiver,
in high school.
North Cross, Cave Spring, Virginia.
Senior year.
Yes.
What's the emotions about him?
Anxious, revenge, I wouldn't even call it revenge because the way we came together this year, I feel like no one is standing in our way. You know, the recruiting we've done, the time we put off in the off season through the spring, right after the football season in December, all that plays a role. You know, so I'm anxious for the season to see what we hold as we come together as a full team, and that's really just about it. Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being at Northcross, I mean, y'all pretty tight knit group over there.
Yes, very much.
Y'all always seeing new people coming, transferring in. Like everybody want to be there.
Yes.
What does that kind of mean? Like you're a part of a program that like everybody want to get a part of.
It means more than what it is seen to the outer world people, because like us being able to bring the program for what it was into what it is now, especially playing the role of, we was the freshmen at one point. We was the kids who wanted to come there, and the good thing about it is now we have still hold that standard of people wanting to keep coming. So holding that program to what it is a great value for us, and we keep the rate of prize standard what it is, you know, and it's held high because you see where it can lead you when you come here with the coaches that's put in front of you, the teammates you're beside, the teachers you encounter. All of that plays a role.
Let's talk about last season.
Yes.
9-2.
Yes.
Those 2 losses, I would say that they had a lesson behind there.
Yeah, that's what the one thing. I don't take losses. I only take lessons, you know, because I feel like each game, regardless of what the score is, that's not always the outcome, you know. Like, you could depend on how you played, how the team played as a whole, because sometimes you can give your best fight and you not come out on the top regardless. And that's what we really did, you know. So everybody out there gave their 110%. I know that for sure on both of those games. And sometimes it's a depth thing, you know. We played with 22 to 19 players, and both ways. So some people get tired. That's a human being thing. Like getting tired is one of the things when you're going your hardest. So playing that, them having subs and everything was a toll on us. But that's why this year we focusing on conditioning, you know, so that we can be prepared for all 4 quarters regardless of how many players they have, whether it's 60 or 19 as well. We ready to ball with them.
Now being seniors, you're kind of in that leadership role now. How do you plan on kind of holding each other accountable, especially when it comes to conditioning, when it comes to game day? What's it like, the atmosphere is going to be in the locker room pre-game?
Well, my mindset is I can't lose. Well, that's the thing I'm going with this year. I can't lose because like we running, everything plays from Monday to Friday. Like it's not just on Friday. We can't lose on Friday. We can't lose through Monday through Friday. That's the thing. Like from the weight room to the workouts to the stretching to the recovery to what you eat to what you drink, all that is coming together for Friday or Saturday. And that's one of the things that we're teaching right now. I can't lose, which that means you beat the person beside you and you beat the person across from you in the game, whatever you're doing and competing. It's just all going to play a role so to better one another and hopefully become for a 3-peat state championship.
Now, after your senior year,
Yes.
headed to Penn State.
Yes.
I mean, that's big.
It is very much early graduate as well. Just finished my online school for summer classes, English 12. Just finished that Thursday. So yeah, I'm excited to officially be an early graduate.
Yeah, how does it feel to kind of like have that? I feel like it's always a weight lifted off of people's shoulders when you're like, all right, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing.
It is.
It's like you're on the right track. Like,
yes.
You know, like talk to me about like just having that decision kind of preempt and in place.
It means a lot, you know, knowing that I have a settled place. People watching me every single game. The people who I have committed to are watching me every single game, watching the small stuff, watching me. And the big thing is my hustle, you know, when the ball's across the field, am I running over there? They're watching the small stuff other than am I scoring touchdowns. So keeping that in my head knows that I need to go hard every play. I need to make sure I'm in the play. I need to make sure I'm being an impact to the game every single time the ball is snapped. It's just, all in all, knowing that you have a place settled for you, that fits you, that is just all around your type of place for real, it means a lot, you know. Going to the season with a place stamped was my goal, in which I've accomplished now. And yeah, it's just, for now on, I know that Coach Franklin will be watching me, Coach Terry and them. So yeah, I'm ready to just ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, if I'm being honest.
Right. You got a question?
Oh no, I'm good. I mean, I'm good.
He always do good, honestly. All right. We are Gucci.